Chapter 4, Test Review, Part 2. Numbers 12 and 13, we need to make sure that we look at page 290 in our math journal. It's the best way to help you out with these, so that way you know how to use your conversions. So number 12 says a pitcher contains 7 cups of orange juice. How many pints of orange juice does the pitcher contain? So we want to know pints. So pints has to be my numerator. Cups has to be my denominator. So what I need to know is, what do I know about pints and cups? Well, I know that 1 pint is 2 cups. So if I have 7 cups, that's where my second fraction comes in. 7 cups over 1, that's a whole number. Now I can multiply. When I multiply, the cups labels cancel out because they're the same. I multiply across. 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 1 is 2. So then I put that in the simplest form. 7 minus 2 is 5. Minus 2 is 3. Minus 2 is 1. So how many groups of 2 did I take out? Well, there was 1, 2, 3. And there was 1. And I subtracted by 2 is my fraction. 7 cups is the same as 3.5 pints. When we look at letter number 13, a box contains 2 1/8 pounds of cereal. How many ounces of cereal does the box have in it? So how many ounces? That has to be my numerator. Pounds is my denominator. So I have ounces over pounds. I know that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound. I have 2 1/8 pounds. So 2 1/8 I have to change to an improper fraction, so I have to use my MAD method. Multiply, add, denominator stays the same. So I take 8 times 2, which is 16, and I add that to the numerator, which is 1, to get 17 over 8 stays the same as my denominator. So when I do this, I multiply, and I multiply 16 times 17. So here's my calculator, 16 times 17. I get 272. And 1 times 8 is 8. So to put that in simplest form, I know both of those are even, so I'm going to divide this by 2. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 7 3 times, 2 goes into 12 6 times. 2 goes into 8 4 times. Well, again, I know 4 is a factor, so I'm going to divide each by 4. 136 divided by 4. 4 goes into 13 3 times. That's 12 with 1 left over. 4 goes into 16 4 times. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I get 34 over 1, which is 34 ounces. So make sure you change 2 1/8 to an improper fraction before you multiply. Number 14 says we have to sort the fractions into the appropriate bins, which is less than 1/2, equal to 1/2, or greater than 1/2. So to do this, I kind of broke this up into 2 parts. So I have 3/9. So we can look at this one of 2 ways. One, I can multiply 1/2 and 3/9 and use my butterfly method and cross multiply to see which one is larger. So if I multiply 2 times 3, that's 6. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 is larger than 6. So 1/2 is greater than 3/9. So that means 3/9 is less than 1/2. So over here in less than, I'm going to put 3/9. Or I can simply look at the second one, 8/13. And what's half of 13? Half of 13 would be 6.5. Is 8 greater than 6.5? Yes. So if I divide my denominator by 2, I get this number. So if this numerator is larger than that, that's half of it. That means it's greater. So 8/13 is greater than. Oops. I'm going to look at 5/11. 5/11 and 1/2. 11 times 1 is 11. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 is less than 11, so 5/11 is less than 1/2. 9/15 and 1/2. 15 times 1 is 15. 2 times 9 is 18. 18 is greater than 15, so 9/15 is greater than 1/2. And 7/9, 7/9, 1/2. 9 times 1 is 9. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 is greater than 9, so 7/9 is greater than 1/9, 1/2. So here are some more. So here I have 4/6. So if I look at 4/6, if I divide 6 by 2, that's 3. 4 is larger than 3, so therefore 4/6 is greater than 1/2. 2/9, again, I can do this with 1/2 as well and cross multiply. 9 times 1 is 9. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 is less than 9, so that means 2/9 is less than 1/2. 3/12, 1/2. 3 times 2 is 6. 12 times 1 is 12. 6 is less than 12, so 3/9 is less than 12. 7/14, 1/2. 14 times 1 is 14. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 and 14 are equal, so we want to go to equal to 1/2 is 7/14. And then the last one is 6/10. 6/10, 1/2. Cross multiply, 10 times 1 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 is greater than 10, so 6/10 is greater than 1/2. I would cross multiply using 1/2. That is going to help me a little bit better off. So my next thought of it is that I need to use conversions. So when I look at number 15, it says the length of a football field is 360 feet. That is what I need to know. That's what I know. Sort the lengths of the appropriate bins by how each length compares to the length of a football field. So we need to go inches to feet, because this is my inches, so now I want to convert all of that to feet. So I know feet, for every 1 foot, there's 12 inches. If I have 4,500 inches, I want to know how many feet that is. So my inches cancel out. 1 times 4,500 is 4,500. 12 times 1 is 12. So here's where I have to divide. 4,500 divided by 12. So I go to my calculator. 4,500 divided by 12 gives me 375 feet. Is that less than 360, equal to 360, or greater than 360? Well, 375 is greater than. So I know that 4,500 inches is there. If I look at another example, it says 280 feet. Well, here I'm comparing feet and feet. So all I have to do is look at the number. 280, 360. Well, I know 280 is less than 360, so that goes over here 280 feet. When I look at the next three, I have 1/12 of a mile. So I need to know how many feet that is. So I have feet and miles. I know that there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile. I have 1/12. So when I multiply those, 1 times 5,280 is 5,280. 1 times 12 is 12. So I have to divide that, 5,280. 5,280 divided by 12 is 440. So is 440 less than 360, equal to 360, or greater than 360? Well, that's going to be greater. So 1/12 of a mile is greater. 120 yards. So I need to know feet and yards. I know that 3 feet equals 1 yard, and I have 120 yards. The yards cancel each other out. We multiply across. 3 times 120 is 360. 1 times 1 is 1. 360 over 1 is 360 feet. So is that less than 360, equal to 360, or greater than 360? Well, that's the same number. So 120 yards is equal to 360 feet. So then we look at our last one, which is 1/15 of a mile. So I'm going to go back over here to where all of my information was here. I know that there's 5,280 feet in 1 mile, and I have 1/15 of a mile. So if I multiply, 1 times 5,280 is 5,280. 1 times 15 is 15. So again, I go back to my calculator. 5,280 divided by 15 is 352. And is that less than, equal to, or greater than 360? Well, 36. This is less. So 1/15 of a mile is less than. The last part is the extra credit, and we talk about the answer to a multiplication problem is 4/7. Select whether each statement is true or false. So if I look at this, I see both factors are less than 4/7. Well, if they're both less than 4/7, my answer is going to be less than 4/7. So that is false. If both of my factors are greater than 4/7, so if I take 1 times 1, that equals 1. That's not going to give me 4/7. So that one has to be false. What has to happen is that one factor has to be less than 4/7 and one has to be greater. Because when you multiply by a fraction, your number gets smaller. So one has to be greater, one has to be larger. Make sure to review for your test. Helpful suggestions are always McGraw-Hill website to the self-check questions for each lesson. Complete all your missing work. If you don't have your work done, you're going to be struggling on these concepts. So make sure you get that done as well. And also watch the Chapter 4 test video again and pause the video to solve the problems to see if you can get them right. Good luck on your test, and we will see you later.